What's going on, lunch breakers and takers? This is the first official live episode of the Lunch Break Hot Take. I am Jose.
And this is Bradley.
And yes, we're finally doing a scheduled live show. This is going to be first of many. We're holding it on Wednesdays right now. Well, that might change depending on how the vibe goes tonight. But welcome to everybody that's watching. We are broadcasting live on YouTube, Sportscaster, and Twitch. I didn't mention Twitch last time. We just started live streaming on Twitch. So, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. Make sure you take a moment to hit that like and subscribe button and set your notification bells. And yeah, man, we're here to talk some Ravens versus Titans in the playoffs. We'll get into a little NBA. Got some boxing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Oh, we got some people in the comments already. Oh, Chris Hall, what's going on, Chris? Thank you for joining the live stream.
What's going on, Chris?
Oh man, say he was waiting for it. Okay, Derek.
Yeah, we picked a day where absolutely nothing else was going on to kick this off.
Yeah. Derek Wesley said
Chin rookie. No, man.
Oh, Chase Young, that's gonna be tough.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's not gonna get it, but he's played really well.
He definitely gets an honorable mention for sure. So yeah, so we have a list of topics that we're going to discuss, and of course, we'll be reading comments and responding and all that good stuff. So, let's get this started. What's the first topic we want to go over? B, we're going to do some Ravens and Titans. That's going to be the meat and potatoes of this thing. It's going to be the meat, and then the potatoes will be everything else. All right. Mm-hmm. So let's go over some Ravens versus Titans. So this Sunday, Ravens visit the Titans. This is a rematch of last year's playoff game and also this regular season where we both came up short in both games.
0-2.
0-2. Although I felt like this season we definitely should have had that game. We gave that one away. God's child, what up, man?
What's up, God's child?
Welcome to the live stream, man. Appreciate you being here. So me and B had discussed this. I feel like this time around, this is definitely going to be our game to win. So, you want to break that down? Let's break it down a little bit.
Yeah. Tennessee, they won the division. You said it's a rematch from earlier this year. They beat Baltimore 30-24. Rematch from last year's divisional round where they beat Baltimore 28-12. Tennessee has been looking all right. Their offense is really good. They're one of the best offenses in the league. Derrick Henry went over 2,000 yards in their last game. Ryan Tannehill, they don't throw the ball a ton, but he threw 33 touchdowns this year. I believe only 7 interceptions. So they have kind of like the form of the offense that Baltimore wants, where they're a run-heavy team, and they can pass it very well, very efficient passing the ball when they need to.
Yeah.
On defense, though, it's been a different story lately.
Right.
Their defense has been playing horribly over the last, 16 games, I guess.
Yeah. So Derek Wesley has a perfect question. We're going to answer this right now. Do the Ravens have enough offense to keep Henry off the field? That is the question, right? Because the thing with the Titans is, offense, they're very good, especially when Derrick Henry gets rolling, and they have 2 excellent wide receivers in Corey Davis and A.J. Brown.
And Jonnu Smith and Ferkser at tight end. They also got Adam Humphries at wide receiver.
Yeah. So, they have a complete offense. The problem comes on defense for them. And when the defense gets that team down early, Derrick Henry comes off the field, right? Like, when they have to go to passing, they don't use Derrick Henry in the passing game. So that will be key for us. And I think we kind of exposed that earlier this year when we got ahead. It's just that we got way too conservative. They're able to get a touchdown in the second half and calm down, and we're still playing conservative. And then they brought Derrick Henry right back out there. If we maintained that aggressiveness, we could have ran him off the field. So I feel like, yes, we had the offense. No question. We had the offense. It doesn't take that much talent to score points on them, but we had the offense. The question is, are we going to be aggressive enough and efficient enough to put up points. So,
well, to be fair, that's not the only question. The other questions include: will Hollywood and Mark Andrews decide to hold on to the ball? Because if they have drops early, that could get Baltimore in a hole and
that could be a
get them in
problem.
trouble.
Yeah, that could be a problem. So, yes, we know Hollywood gets more of the attention for drop passes because he kind of put himself out there and said, hey, look, get me the ball. All right. I don't have a problem with that. But yeah, you got to hold on to the ball. But I would argue Mark Andrews has been more problematic in that area than Hollywood because he's dropped a lot of crucial passes, right? A lot of them have been for touchdowns. I've counted at least 3 this year. So that can't happen. That can't happen in this game. You gotta make those catches. So yeah, those are the main things. And if they do, I think we're not gonna have a problem winning this game.
Yeah, on the other side for them, in their game earlier this year, where they lost in overtime, Derrick Henry had a nice 29-yard touchdown run in overtime to end the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I went back and I watched it, and really Baltimore's basically their entire defensive front got washed on that play.
Yeah,
Matabike couldn't keep his blocker from getting to the second level and taking out Malik Harrison. Justin Ellis, I mean, he went to the ground almost immediately. Derek Wolfe got taken out of the play. Patrick Queen got kind of held up, trying to decide where Derrick Henry was going to go, and eventually got himself blocked.
right.
This time, Calais Campbell and Brandon Williams should be there. Matt Judon will be there also. So you would expect them to be able to hold up better against the run than they did in that game earlier this season.
Yeah, look, they better, right? This is what we built this team for this offseason, for this exact moment, right? Because they beat us last year in the playoffs. Derrick Henry ran all over us. And the reaction this offseason was, man, we gotta beef up our run defense, right? We gotta get linebackers, we gotta get stronger in the middle. It was all about stopping the run. People kind of identify that as, and not people, I mean the team identified that as the weak point in this team. So what did they do? I mean, let's take a look at what they did this offseason. All the big moves were on defense, really, right? Yeah. They spent the first round pick on Patrick Queen. They spent the third round pick on Malik Harrison, another third round pick on Justin Matabike. All right. They traded for Calais Campbell. They signed Derek Wolfe. And then during the season, they traded for Yannick Ngakoue. All right. They just re-upped Marlon Humphrey, well deserved, right? Well deserved. And I don't have a problem with any of these moves individually, but when you're taking it away from the offense, because they did absolutely nothing on offense, you're sending the message that, hey, the defense is what's going to anchor this team, right? We've been saying this all year. We've been saying this all year. And this is the time where they have to prove it, right? This is the time where they have to show up in this game for this team that did it to us last year and still relying on Derrick Henry. They have to go out there and at the very least slow him down and give that offense a chance.
Yeah. Also, it's not just about Derrick Henry, though. If you saw the game earlier this year, you saw A.J. Brown catch a pass and bully 5 or 6 Ravens defenders into the end zone. I mean, he dragged them, including Marlon Humphrey and Patrick Queen, and just pushed them into the end zone. Kind of broke them, really.
Yeah.
So the defense as a whole, they need to stand up where they didn't before, basically. On offense for Baltimore, they've had a really good run since that second Pittsburgh game. They haven't played any good teams, any really good defenses, but the offense has been rolling. They've been putting up points. Hollywood's been scoring every week, just about. So I think the confidence for that group is high, which is going to be important going into this game, and they should be able to carry that momentum with them.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's just going to be about executing early, trying to get a lead. Getting the lead is going to be important, not only for getting Derrick Henry off the field, but also to get Ngakoue on the field, right? Because he's not going to be out there all day defending the run. That's not his strong suit. So they get a 7 or 10 point lead, then you can have Matt Judon and Ngakoue teeing off on Ryan Tannehill.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. Real quick on Sportscaster, shout out to everybody watching on Sportscaster. Rock Me Baby, thank you for joining the live stream. Cubs Rock, thank you for joining the live stream and also following us. Appreciate the follow. Shout out over here on YouTube, Chris Hall. We're gonna get to your question in a second. Let's pull it up here. Yes, absolutely. I never understood the Ravens investing into the D line this year because of Derrick Henry. I agree. If they lose this game because of that, it will be more embarrassing than the previous two games. Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. There is one superstar on this team, just one, and that's Lamar Jackson, right? And you're going to win or lose games based on his play, not anybody else's, right? So what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to circle, get all the talent circled around him, not anybody else. Make sure he has proper protection, make sure he has weapons, make sure he has everything he needs to succeed. Because if we lose any game, especially in the playoffs, it's not going to be on any of those players that we mentioned. It's going to be on Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson can go out there and score 42 points like he did in the Cleveland game. But if we give up 43, 45, we lose a game, they're going to say Lamar can't win a big game.
Yeah. Tennessee scored 28 points on them last year in the playoffs. Now, granted, Lamar Jackson had a few turnovers in that game, but he also generated 500 yards of offense.
Yeah.
He was literally the only player playing, and all the blame landed on Lamar.
Yeah.
I would take it even further. If they lose this game because of their defense in any way, that should be an embarrassment. They have the best secondary in the league.
Yes.
And I understand that Ryan Tannehill's been playing really well. A.J. Brown's a really good receiver. Corey Davis is having a breakout year. But you've got Marcus Peters and Marlon Humphrey, right? You got Jimmy Smith. You've got Deshaun Elliott and the other safety whose name I can't remember right now. Chuck Clark. Yeah. Right? You should be able to stop them from throwing the ball, right? Like I said, you put all of those resources into the front seven. You should be able to stop them from running the ball. So if you're going to lose this game, it has to be because you didn't put up enough points. Like you just weren't able to score a decent number of points. It can't be because your defense gave up 30.
Right. No, yeah. So yeah, you and I discussed it, right? For me, I understand they're a good offense. And it's hard to stop great players. It doesn't matter how good you are on defense, right? A player like Derrick Henry is going to get his. Players like A.J. Brown are going to get theirs because they're just hard to stop in general. But, I mean, you invested too much in this defense to let them really go off, right? Yeah. They can have solid games, but, they can't put up points. For the season, what are they averaging? 24 points a game, I think we said?
No, the Titans are averaging just over 30.
Just over 30. Just over 30. Okay, yeah, that's what it was. Just over 30. I was saying we need to hold them to 24. That's what I was saying. We need to hold them to around 24 points, right? Below their season average, because we're supposed to be a really good defense, and that's what really good defenses do, right? That's what really good defenses do. They don't completely shut down great offenses, but they slow them down just enough. And if we hold them to 24 points, we should be able to win that game.
Yeah, and they're built to be a dominant defense. That's the kind of investment they've made in this defense. So yeah, you shouldn't see Tennessee get near their season average for scoring if that's if that defense is who they thought they were. Right.
So I put up the little ticker at the bottom here as we're finishing up this.
Good timing on that. That's excellent.
Hey, it's the first show. You know what I'm saying?
Well, but we didn't do the predictions yet, so that's okay.
Yeah. Blue Jaden over on Sportscaster. Thank you for joining the live stream. Appreciate that. Yeah. Okay, predictions. You go first.
Wow. Okay.
Hold on. Shout out to the Trib. The Trib won.
What's up, Trib?
Thank you for joining the live stream. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, they got to tighten up on the defense for sure. Okay, your prediction.
All right. So,
I think I talked you over to my side, right?
Yeah, I had been thinking that Baltimore just wasn't going to show up, right? Because several times this year, I've been on the show saying, and the defense, they kind of got embarrassed in that last game, and they're really going to bring it now, right? Because of their pride and whatnot, and it didn't happen.
Right,
it just didn't happen. And so I've been burned by them before, so I wasn't really trusting that. But after we had our conversation, I kind of went over to the other side. I'm saying that the offense is rolling. Lamar is Lamar, and I got to go with the Ravens, man. I got to go with the Ravens. And I'm saying that it's going to come down to the last drive of the game, Lamar's going to lead them downfield, and Justin Tucker's going to kick a game-winning field goal, 27-24.
Okay. All right. So I told you that not only do I think the Ravens are going to win, I think they're going to win by double digits, right? I feel like they should have won by double digits the last game that we lost in overtime, right? Because we were up by, I believe, like 10 or 11, and it just felt like the Titans had no answers until we let them back in the game, right? So, and since then, the Titans have looked, they've looked bad.
Not like, on offense. Not on offense, they've looked great.
Yeah, outside of Green Bay. But I say outside the Green Bay game, the offense has been rolling, but that defense, man, like I feel like what's going on with the defense, they have no answers to fixing it, right?
Yeah.
So we should be able to go out there and exploit it, and this time, keep our foot on the pedal, right? Don't take your foot off the gas and just run them over. So I'm going to say my official score is going to be 35-21. 35-21. Okay. I can see them scoring 3 touchdowns, but I think we're getting about 4 or 5 touchdowns. 5 touchdowns, yeah. So
fair enough.
Yeah, official score predictions. Sam Cook, thank you for joining the live stream. Sam says he is our biggest fans. You know what, Sam? We're your fan too. Okay, we're fans of you too. Thank you. And since you mentioned you're our biggest fan, if you want to support the show, we got right up here, got a new little graphic up there. It's going to change probably next week. We got a graphics person working on a new layout for us. But go to patreon.com/LBHT show. Also, we got the Cash App over there. You can scan the QR code, or you can go to Cash App, LBHT show, $ LBHT show. But if you want to be a Patreon member, we're going to be rolling out another tier. Right now, if you sign up for $3 a month, you're supporting the show. We appreciate you. And we'll have some perks for our patron members. We're going to discuss that in more detail as we come up with some stuff. But one of the main things is going to be like this live show we're doing tonight. We're going to go for about an hour. For our patron members, we'll start doing a little overtime show just for patron members. We had a Pick'ems League. If you read our articles on our website, lbhtshow.com, it was just us and a few of our friends that kind of contribute to the podcast here and there. So we actually just finished that up. Our friend Jensen, you've seen him in chats a couple of times. We call him Coach. He won the Pick'em League, so we presented them with a little prize, and I'm actually going to pull it up to kind of give you guys a preview of what you guys can win if you join the Pick'em League or a Fantasy Football League coming up next year. All right, here we go. Bam! Look at that beauty. Look at that beauty right there. Okay, that is a Pick'ems. That is the Pick'ems champion right there. Okay, Coach Jensen. So, Coach, if you're watching, I don't think he's watching right now, but when you watch this later, man, congratulations.
Congrats.
He destroyed us. It was over. It was over from early.
I maintain the only reason that I didn't win was because I had to spend energy actually writing the articles about the games every week. It's all right though. Not gonna take anything away from him.
Man, he's really good, or we're really bad.
But I feel like I'm not bad, so I just got to give it to him. He's fantastic at picking games.
Yeah,
he is not allowed to play next year.
Yeah, ISK, man, thank you for joining the live stream, man. Appreciate it. He thinks Green Bay's defense is mini Ravens defense, which we needed some reconstruction in, but this time we got it back. Okay.
Yeah, Baltimore's healthy. They're healthy. They should be ready to go. There should be a great performance from Baltimore's defense. No excuses this week.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, Chris Hall got a good question here. How many passing attempts do you guys expect from Lamar? It better not be 60. I know that. Man, this has been a theory of mine about Harbaugh for years back. I feel like Harbaugh always holds back in the regular season, right? He tries to roll out a semi-vanilla offense during the regular season and then tries to open up the playbook when he gets to the playoffs. That way, nobody sees it coming, right? And for the longest time, we just haven't been good enough to do that. Right?
Yeah, hallmarks of a great coach.
Yeah, and I think last year he really felt like, man, they're going to be expecting us to run because that's all we've done all year long. They'll never see the pass game coming, and he would have been right if we weren't relying on rookie wide receivers and Seth Roberts to go out there and make it happen, because there are some plays out there that, if Seth Roberts holds on to a pass, if Hayden Hurst hold on to a pass, that's a 14-point difference right there.
Yeah.
If Miles Boykin holds on to a couple passes, those drives extend. It's a completely different game. He could have been right, but he wasn't. So back to your question. The question was how many passing attempts? I'm going to say around 20.
I'm saying between 25 and 28.
Wow, that many?
Right in there. Yeah. Okay. I think they're going to try to. I think you'll see less Gus Edwards than normal.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be J.K. Dobbins and Lamar. Really moving that offense. But I think they're going to try to open things up earlier, throwing the ball a little bit more early in the game to try and get a lead before they really settle into just the kind of ground and pound type of offense.
Okay. Ooh, Blue Jaden over in Sportscaster. Thank you for the tip. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
Yeah, and also, like I said earlier, if you want to support the show, there's did I take the graphic down?
Yeah, you forgot to put it back up.
This is brand new to us, guys. Bear with us. We want to make sure you guys know how to support. There you go.
So many options. All of the options.
All of them. Yeah, I mean, just bam, all right there. Also in our description, right? I put the links in there so you can just click on them. So, yeah. So we got the Ravens winning. I think they're going to win big. I think this is going to be a true revenge game, and then we got to see what happens after that. Right? Probably if we win that game, I know I'm getting ahead of ourselves a little bit. If we win that game, we're probably looking at the Chiefs, right? Yeah. The Bills play the Colts. I think the Bills are going to win that game. Steelers play the Browns. I got the Steelers winning that game. So we will be the lowest seed.
I know. I've been telling Suge for weeks and weeks and weeks that it's going to be one and done, but Cleveland's having all kinds of issues. Yeah. So and they almost lost to Mason Rudolph. So I don't think they're ready.
Yeah.
It's going to be Pittsburgh,
and they don't have their coach for the game either.
Yeah.
Okay. Next topic. Hold on. Let me read this. Hold on. God's Child wants to know what's the Cash App. It's right there, God's Child. I took it off the screen for a second. Bam. My apologies. Right over there.
I got it.
Okay, yeah, right here. Follow the pen. It's $ LBHT show. Okay, LBHT show. Or if you want to be a monthly supporter, patreon.com/LBHT show. It's just one tier right now, $3 tier. So yeah, you can roll over there. And like I said, we're gonna have some perks for you guys. Anybody that supports the show, we're gonna have some perks for you. So even if we had different tiers, don't worry about it. You're gonna get some goodies. All right. All right. Next topic.
Yeah.
We're still with football. Stay with us. It's playoff. It has playoff implications. Okay.
So, this is just nonsense.
let me pull up. Let me pull up the ticker here.
Okay. Yeah.
Eagles bench Jalen Hurts. Giants big mad.
So yeah, we want to hear all your thoughts in the comments. The big controversy is that the Eagles pulled their starting quarterback, and we just got a Cash App from I believe it's God's Child. Let me pull it up here.
God's Child, thank you, sir. Thank you. I appreciate you, man. Did you leave a comment?
No. Well, no, it is. There is a comment for family. $20. Thank you.
Man, thank you, God's Child. Yeah, I really appreciate that, man. I really appreciate that. God's Child is real quick, man. God's Child is a big supporter of the Ravens community, man. Like I see you guys out there. Like we're out there, and on in Ravens videos and Coach. Like we try to go and watch those videos and support. We see you guys in the chat, man. God's Child, I know you call into Coach's show sometimes. You've been a big supporter, man. I appreciate all of you guys because you guys really show out, man. You really show out. So thank you very much.
Yeah, right. I'm a Panthers fan, but I've been really, really kind of blown away and impressed with the Ravens community, because the Panthers ain't really got it. I mean, not that it's a bad community.
I mean,
that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying the Ravens community is exceptional.
Derek Weatherly is right here, man. You just gonna
and Derek Weatherly is the best. But I'm just saying, as a whole, I've been really blown away by the support from the Ravens community. So thank you to everybody.
Yeah, and for the Panthers fans that are watching too, man, like trust me, we ain't forget about you guys, right? We gonna grow that side of the show as well.
Well, so. I'm gonna tell you exactly what I'm gonna tell Giants fans: win some games.
Yeah,
and we'll start talking more about you.
Derek said, "Is this Lamar stat? You think 7 of 20?"
No. That was Jalen Hurts, 7 for 20, 70 yards, only one interception.
Oh, Derek is right. Oh, yeah.
So if you don't know what happened, Washington was playing Philadelphia. Washington wins, they win the division, go to the playoffs. If Washington loses, the Giants get in at 6-10, which is disgraceful. So before the game, Doug Pederson, kind of let people know that he wanted to get Nate Sudfeld some reps, and particularly if Jalen Hurts was struggling.
Right.
Game was 17-14 after 3 quarters, and like Derek just told you, 7 for 20, 73 yards and an interception. He had a couple rushing touchdowns, but not a great night. Right. Yeah. They had a chance to tie the game. They were down on like the 5-yard line on 4th down, decided to go for it because that's what the analytics said. And they actually should have scored. Jalen didn't get the ball there. So it was turnover, 17-14. And then they pulled Jalen Hurts and they put in Nate Sudfeld for the rest of the game. Now, no disrespect to Nate Sudfeld. I mean, I'm sure he doesn't get a lot of work in practice. The last time he really played was in 2017, but he looked awful. They turned the ball over on his first couple possessions, and he never really settled into the game. He looked bad. They ended up losing 2014.
Yeah,
and then everyone lost their minds,
especially in New York.
Because how could you disrespect the game like that? And that goes to the integrity of the game. And you got to try, and nobody, you shouldn't be tanking and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So
hold up, just go. Appreciate you joining the live stream, man. Appreciate it. And we did a post game for the last game with the Cincinnati game. We took a little break for the holidays. Our schedules was a little crazy, so we weren't able.
But we're back now.
Yeah, we're back. So every Wednesday, mark on your calendar. Every Wednesday, 7:00, we're gonna be doing our LBHT show, and we're still gonna be doing the post game show. So don't.
Yeah, that's in addition to regular weekly videos. We're gonna do the weekly live show.
Yep, absolutely.
And this show is gonna be kind of everything from the week of sports.
And ISK says that he's a Panthers fan as well. So
nice.
There you go. He said he'll try to support later at a later time. Hey man, look, keep showing up and watching the streams, man. That's support. That trust me. Look, the monetary support is something extra, right? And trust me, we take all the funds and put it right back into the show.
Yeah.
we got all kinds of ideas, but man, just show up and watch, man. Tell friends, whatever. That's support enough, man. We appreciate all of you.
Yeah.
Okay. Chris Hall. I was trying to filibuster for you, Ferris. For you. I was waiting. I was waiting for you, Ferris. I was just like, man, I hope it shows up, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm thankful that Ferris, and I don't know if Sugar's in here. I'm thankful they showed up after I made my statement about the Steelers. So yeah, we want to see your everybody's comments on what do you think? Like, is it okay for the Eagles to? We'll just assume they were tanking. All right, we'll just say they were tanking.
I'm gonna put Ferris on the spot real quick because they were gracious enough to have us on their show about a week ago. Ferris, if you are available and you want to chime in, I'm going to send you a link to the stream, and you can chime in. If you're busy, that's fine. If you want to chime in, that's fine as well. I'm gonna send it to you now if I can find you on here.
But yeah, so we want to hear everybody's opinions. Do you think is it okay for the Eagles to sit Jalen Hurts and essentially try to lose the game? They sat him for the fourth quarter. Is it okay for them to do that to get a better draft position, or should they have been trying their hardest to win that game?
Right. So I'm saying, all right. Sugar and Ferris, I sent you guys the link. Like I said, you're welcome to join if you want to join. Um, we were actually talking to a friend of ours, and if you follow us on Twitter, you can follow the debate. A good friend Brandon from OTR Off the Record. He does another podcast with some of my friends, and he's a huge Giants fan, and he was very emotional about this.
Very upset, and it had nothing to do with the Giants. Oddly enough,
he argued with Bronny. Bronny usually manages our account during the day, but he argued with B for a little bit, and then he got on another group chat with me and my other friends and ranted some more. And I was like, Brandon, are you really that mad that a 6-10 team didn't make the playoffs? All right. Oh, okay. Here we go. Sugar's here. Before we bring him up, if you guys don't know what Schmodown is, right, do yourself a favor. Look up Let's Get Ready to Talk Schmodown. Okay.
Yeah, the Let's Get Ready Network.
Let's Get Ready Network.
They got a lot of shows.
We're gonna bring my man Sugar in here. Sugar, you there? I don't think
he's not there, but his logo is.
Your logo's there. I'm gonna bring you down for a second, and then I'll get you back in. But yeah, Sugar and Ferris, man, they are awesome. We had no idea what Schmodown is, man, but go check them out. It's fun
wild.
It's fun time. And they also do a sports show. They do a sports show every Monday, and they know their stuff. Boy, do they know their stuff. So yeah, Sugar is a Steelers fan. Ferris is a Giants fan. So we definitely want to get their opinion. Sugar, are you up? Can you hear?
I'm hearing a little static. Just give it a minute.
Okay. I'm gonna bring you right back down for a second, Sugar. Don't worry, we're gonna get you on there. We're gonna get you on there.
But yeah, so to answer, for me, I see a lot of people say it's different for teams like the Steelers. The Steelers sat all of their players, right? And people say that's different because they've got a playoff game next week that they're getting ready for. For me, if you are supposed to play and try to win every game, then that applies to everybody. And if it doesn't apply to everybody, then mind your business, basically. Who are you to tell the Eagles that they have to try to get the Giants in the playoffs at the expense of their own draft position? What sense does that make?
Okay, so just in time, as you're saying that comment, we're going to bring my man Ferris.
Okay.
My man, good.
What's up? What's going on, fellas?
All right.
Slow down. What's going on, fellas? What's going on?
I'm kind of sick. I'm slowly dying on camera, but I got time for this. I got time for this. All right. Okay, here it is. Okay. In the moment, I was very, very angry, and it gave me every reason to hate the Eagles. I was like, and when I was watching the game, I was like, now I know why I hate the Philadelphia Eagles. Okay. Now I know why my hatred for them grows every single year. But then after a day or two of really reflecting, we had enough chances of making the playoffs.
Yes.
We should, you know what I mean? At points we didn't play like a 6-10 team, and at other points we played like a 3-12, like a 3-13 team. I'm gonna be real with you. We were awful sometimes. Literally, why are the Giants still have a football team? There were sometimes I was like, this team should be eradicated from the NFL. Right. It should be eradicated. And there's some moments where I'm like, yes, we beat the Seahawks. Thank the Lord. So I was mad in the moment. How we always in the moment you're like, Jesus Christ, you mother, But a day or two, I was like, okay, we had enough chances. We should have beaten Tampa Bay on that Monday night. We should have beaten them. Right. See, that's a 7th win right there, and we would have made the playoffs. There's other times where we blew games.
There's literally 10 choices, right?
Exactly. Like the Cowboys game where where Dak got injured, we lost 38-35. We should have won that game. Yeah. See? So that's 2 more wins. So that's 8-8 instead of 6-10. Yeah. So in the moment, I was visibly angry and I was very upset. And people saw me because I was live streaming the game. People saw me very angry. And then everyone else knew how I actually stopped streaming when they took out Jalen Hurts. I was like, this is bullshit. I'm out. This is bullshit. I'm out.
I know it's because I was tweeting about it, and I noticed Ferris wasn't responding.
Yeah.
He wasn't out there.
Yeah, so
I was like, Ferris is very
yeah,
upset
like I saw
right
your tweet, bro. Honestly, your tweet was like, honestly, your tweet was God level. It's like, I never knew the team could go NWA on somebody. You know? So, yeah,
Appreciate
so like, yes, in the moment, I was very angry and I hated them with all my heart, and I'll still hate them for the rest of my life. But 2 days after the game, I was like, we shouldn't be like Joe Judge said, we shouldn't have to rely on other teams to get into the playoffs.
That's right.
Well,
You know what
we're
I
going
mean?
to talk about Joe Judge because Joe Judge, got up there and talked about how shameful it was that what the Eagles did, and you'll never find the Giants doing that as long as he's coached. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, you ain't gonna be coached long, bro.
Yeah, exactly. So check him out. So like you're a rookie head coach whose team is 6-10.
Right.
Just keep your trap shut. Just touch him out. See, but here's the issue. In that same interview, he also says we shouldn't have to rely on teams to make it in the playoffs. See how they take that piece of the interview, talk about that piece, but they don't talk about the other pieces. You know what I mean?
Right.
They don't talk about the full interview in context. They just talk about we want to talk about how he's insulting Doug Pederson. Oh, but let's forget about the other stuff he said. We shouldn't have to rely on Doug Pederson. You know what I mean? So the media just focused on that because I was watching ESPN all day. They just focused on that, just how Joe Judge insults Doug Pederson, how he's calling out Doug Pederson. But he also said we had enough chances to make the playoffs regardless of week 17.
But to be fair, you don't usually see coaches go at one another, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
Actually, I would actually like to see it more because it's fun.
I agree.
Yeah.
So Suge, how you feeling about this week's game after the Steelers getting the COVID assist again?
Here we go again. You act like it's our fault. Like I don't understand.
I didn't say it was Pittsburgh's fault. I said they're getting an assist. I said y'all like playing decimated rosters.
We love playing decimated rosters. We asked for this. We hit the NFL up. Hey, can we play we don't want to play the Ravens. We want to play the Browns.
Let me ask you something. Suge. Do you not like playing decimated rosters?
No, I don't. I mean, let's be serious. As a sports fan, no, I want to beat the best team. Okay. Yeah. The thing that the Steelers will never have, and I'll say it right now, as much as I love my Steelers, the thing that Big Ben will never have is he never beat Tom Brady. Unless they play in the Super Bowl this year, he never beat Tom Brady to get to the Super Bowl. Those Super Bowls are like, 1B now. They're good. I'm happy we won them, but they don't really mean anything because we never beat the Patriots. We never beat the Patriots. Every time we had a chance to beat the Patriots, we didn't beat them. Anytime we played them in the regular season, they beat us and put us down. Like there was the year that we were supposed to, we played the Jaguars in the playoffs, and all we kept looking for was the Patriots. We're going to beat the Patriots. We don't even beat the Jaguars. It's always the damn Patriots.
One of your friends showed up there. Is that a friend of yours?
That's one friend. That's friend. Yeah. What's funny about the Steelers, man? Even that first Super Bowl y'all won, y'all kind of cheated.
Sure. You want to bring that up, Ferris? Yeah. Now you're a Seahawks fan all of a sudden?
Hey, man. Hey, I love Sean Alexander. Sean Alexander deserves all my respect. Yeah, y'all kind of cheated for that. Like, that Super Bowl, come on. I saw some of the flags. I was like, that ain't no pass interference on me. Come on. Come on.
Hold on.
Oh, what?
Oh, I'm out of here.
You just bullied him off the show?
Disrespect. No, he's back.
No, my camera got messed up.
It's all good.
This guy can't bully me.
There wasn't a no liability check going after any coach would be hilarious.
It'll be hilarious. Bill would be like, I beat your ass. Shut your mouth. Like, I beat you. Like, I have look
He's
at
a
my
bum.
hands. Look at my hands.
I think he's a bum. That's pretty trash if you ask me.
Yeah, count these 5. I'm gonna slap you with the other one.
I have 8 rings. I have 8 rings. Okay, I have 8. How many do you got? Shut your mouth.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, Ferris, I knew you would agree, man. I knew you would agree. I need you to talk to my friend Brandon, who's a Giants fan. That he's still mad. He's still mad.
Okay,
he was heated.
It's because here's the issue, man. We despise this team with every fiber of our being, man. It's literally literally NFL. You know how NFL Network does the top 10s sometimes every year, and they ask they did the top 10 football rivalries in the NFL. Number 1 was the Eagles and the Giants, and no one disagreed. Nobody disagreed. No one was like, "Oh, this isn't number 1." No. Everyone was like, "Yes, this is number 1," because we despise each other, from the fans from the stands to the players. We don't like each other. This is the only rivalry where both teams hate each other with a passion. It's not like one team hates one team more than the other. It's like, no, I hate you because you're an Eagles fan. Nothing else, nothing more. I don't like you. I don't like you, everything else. That's why they're so angry. But if we fall back, we drop the hatred. We had enough chances to make the playoffs. We had enough chances to make the playoffs. We should be at 8-8. We should be 8-8. We should have beaten the Cowboys, and we should have beaten the Tampa Bay Bucks on Monday Night Football. We had chances to win games. Yeah,
I'm gonna disagree with you there. They are and should be 6-10, but my issue was we had the 6th pick going into week 17. Now we have the 11th pick. That's what I'm angry about. See, and now you know where the Eagles were coming from.
Right? Yeah.
No, with the Eagles, they would have went from 5th to 6th. That's
still one pick, right? Talk to me about the team that was picking 13th when Mahomes and Watson came out. About how happy they are right now.
Ooh,
it matters.
Yeah.
It matters.
Wait, who was that? Who was that team?
I don't remember. Look it up.
Yeah, I mean, you ain't got to fact check me like live on air. I don't remember if they needed a quarterback.
I remember.
I need to know. I need to make fun of that team.
That's what Ferris does. Ferris, you tell Ferris the truth, he still fact checks you. Okay, get used to it.
Listen,
I can tell the man.
I'm going with my backup right now. Tell that to the Chargers when they had Ryan Leaf instead of Peyton Manning.
Hey, okay. Hold up. Time out. Okay. All right, we need to settle this debate. Okay, no offense to everybody. Ryan Leaf was just as good as Peyton Manning coming out of college, okay? All right. But the issue is the motherfucker just was.
He wasn't, yo.
Yes, he was.
I missed everything you said. It was scrambling. Like what?
Ryan Leaf was gonna had all the potential and talent to be just as great as Peyton Manning.
Well, let me stop you right there. Yeah. Okay. I'll stop you right there real quick. Potential doesn't exist. It's not a real thing. Okay. So one of them was one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, and the other one was recently paroled.
Yeah.
So I get where you're coming from, though.
He's a bust. He's like he had all the tools and he wasted them. You're right.
Mm-hmm. You're saying talent wise, like he had all the tools.
Like he had all the tools. Like the man could sling it like 75 yards. Like the man made Washington State football relevant. Like the man was good. The issue is he decided to be like, I don't have to work hard. I already arrived. I'm gonna do a bunch of drugs in San Diego. San Diego. When I had repertoire with one of the coaches in San Diego, they fired him after 4 games. So now I have to learn a new system. And he was immature. He admits it to himself. He literally admits it. He tells you too. He's like, I should be one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. He literally says it. And to this day, he's like, but I fucked up. I wasted all my gifts. I'm a bust. He literally calls himself, I am a bust. I am the definition of a bust. I wasted everything I had.
And you know what? The Chargers wish they had the 1 pick instead of 2. Okay. Yes. So that's what we're talking about right now.
You're right.
So a friend of mine, he played in the NFL. His name was Denarian McCants. He was a wide receiver for the Redskins. Right, played for a few years. Also played. He played a couple years. Well, he got drafted by the Redskins. He played a couple years actually with John Harbaugh. When John Harbaugh was with the Eagles, he played wide receiver there and played on special teams. And I think he finished out on the practice squad for the Ravens. Right, but he was in the league for a few years, and he was doing a live stream earlier, and he was talking about how some players are just so talented. They can go out all night, party, drink, smoke, chase girls, and show up on that practice field and ball out.
Yeah,
and absolutely ball out. And he said he's like when I went to Philadelphia, man, like there are players, man, that you wouldn't see. They go out and you wouldn't see them until breakfast, and they got on that practice field and just kill it, just straight up kill it. They were ballers. He's like, some people can do it, but some people they gotta work. They gotta work for it.
Yeah, they gotta
I think when you're a top draft pick, right, and you play for like a small school or a weaker conference in college, right? Like college is so fickle, right? Like some conferences is easier than others. And you think you're the man, you think, hey, everything's come easy. I'm gonna go do the same thing in the NFL, and it doesn't come that easy for you, especially a quarterback.
Yeah, and then there's the anomalies like Josh Allen, who played in the Mountain West, one of the weaker conferences, and it was like, oh, he's gonna be probably good. We don't know for a fact, and then he does this.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, Jesus Christ, whoa. And then there's people like Kellen Moore, who everyone thought was going to be great, and then completely like just shutters off. You know what I mean?
I love Kellen Moore, boys. I loved him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like, I
me too.
thought he was going to be like, oh, Kellen Moore's going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now I'm like, he's going to be one of the best coaches in the league. So,
yeah, exactly. So Jose, back to your example of players who would party all night and be great on Sunday. Lawrence Taylor.
Oh yeah, no question.
Party on Sunday too.
Exactly. This was Bill Parcells. This was Bill Parcells. His philosophy. He's like, where's LT? I don't care how you get LT the game on Sunday. Just get him on Sunday. I don't care what he's done. I don't care where he's been. Sunday, he better be at the game. And he literally.
They said, look at Buffalo.
Exactly. See, exactly.
Oh, no question. Yeah.
Buffalo did everything right. The GM was like, I see this kid has all the traits, all the tools. I need a coaching staff who can make Clay into a statue.
Yes.
Sean McDermott, Brian Daboll, they were like, give us this Clay, we'll make it good.
Yeah, and then also John Brown, Cole Beasley, Stephon Diggs.
Exactly.
You know, they do everything for Josh Allen.
Well, also
that Baltimore's not doing
hold
for
it up
Lamar
in case it
Jackson.
tries to fall over.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, but let's see what they do in the playoffs, though. I still don't trust them in the playoffs. They're going to be a good team and that's the thing. I know people call me a homer and all that crap, whatever. But Pittsburgh's done it. Pittsburgh's done it in the playoffs. The Ravens have done it in the playoffs. They don't look good in the regular season, but come playoff time, they could go on the road and beat the number one teams on the road. They could go into somebody's house and beat them. We've done it before. The Ravens have done it before. Yeah, we have done it before. We did it to KC, and we went through the 1, 2, and 3. Big Ben went and did that. People forget. I hate when they don't bring that up. Oh, Big Ben went into Peyton Manning's house, beat him. Went into Denver, beat them. Went into the Bengals when they were one of the number one teams in the AFC North, beat them. You know
what about Tom Brady though?
We can't beat them.
No, but I get your point.
You missed the earlier part of the show. I did. I've been telling you for weeks and weeks that they were one and done in the playoffs.
No, they're not.
I went back on that. They're beating. I picked them to beat Cleveland this week. I think that like you said, part of it, like you said, part of it is the COVID stuff. They're missing their coach and a few players.
Yeah.
But the bigger part is, I really don't think Baker and the rest of that roster are ready to kind of take that next step and beat somebody in the playoffs. I just don't think they are.
I'm gonna tell you something, and I'll be honest with you. I'll be straight up honest with you. When you were saying they're about to go 11-5, I actually started believing that they were going to be 11-5. But what changed my mind, because I was like, if they go 11-5, they still get in the playoffs. How healthy we're going to be, whatever. What's their mentality going to be?
Yeah.
After I seen them beat the Colts, we are a one-trick pony right now. I will not deny that. We are a one-trick pony. But after seeing them beat the Colts, I think they could turn it on right now in the playoffs. And the only team I'm struggling against is KC because they're just so damn good. Patrick Mahomes is just that good. But I think they can beat every team because they have the experience and they have a quarterback that's been there. But to your point, they have to let Big Ben throw the ball down the field because the dink and dunk stuff's not going to work. They have to get some kind of running game, at least 50 yards. They haven't even done that. They've done against Washington. We had 18 yards, like something like that. It was ridiculous. It was pathetic. They have to do something like that. But I trust Mike Tomlin and I trust Big Ben to be able to do that. Right. And I think people forget they've done it before. Not against the Patriots, though. I
just love when Benny Snell gets like 5 yards and he's like, "Yeah, 5 yards, woo!"
I'm never gonna get mad at somebody for celebrating their own achievements. All right, be happy, right? It's supposed to be fun.
10 carries for 5 yards. Yeah, it's like I got 5 yards.
Let me ask you something, Ferris. How many yards would you get on 10 carries? Okay.
5 yards.
All right. So, hey, you guys want to stick around and talk a little boxing real quick?
Yeah. I mean, I was literally just eating cereal with my shirt off, relaxing. Just got home from work.
Bro, I was in bed like half
and I just see a message. I'm like, what's that? And I see this. I thought you guys were just hanging out. I'm like, oh, I'll come talk to you guys. And I see live. I was like, oh, let me put a shirt on real quick.
I've been sick for this past 4 days, man. I've just been in bed all day, man. So I like Jose was like, Ferris, I was like, fuck it, I got time.
All right, so we're gonna switch over to talk some Ryan Garcia real quick. Ryan Garcia potentially Tank Davis.
Yeah, man. Ooh, I would love to see that, man.
So
do you hate Ryan Garcia?
No, I don't hate Ryan Garcia. I just want to see that.
So, yeah, Garcia. If anybody didn't see the fight, he fought Luke Campbell. I guess this past weekend, he got dropped in, I think, the second round, a flush left hook, put him down. But you know what? He hopped right back up. Went, and I mean, he recovered well. Went right back to work. He was a little bit more tentative for a round or two, but seventh round, he dropped Campbell with a body shot. Campbell was done. Right. So seventh round knockout for Ryan Garcia, and then he called out Gervonta Davis. And this is after Oscar De La Hoya had called out Gervonta Davis for Ryan Garcia. Right. And, it seems like that's kind of the fight that they want to make. And so we want to just get your opinion on how you think that'll go.
It could go one of two ways, because I watched the Leo Santa Cruz fight with Gervonta Davis. Leo Santa Cruz was getting his shots in. He was getting it. He was catching Davis. Like, it wasn't like Davis was like all like good. Like, he was catching Davis in the body, he was catching Davis in the head, but then Davis came out of nowhere from the uppercut from hell and just took him out. That's the thing Ryan Garcia needs to be like, yeah, that right hook flush from Luke Campbell may be nice, but a right hook from Gervonta Davis is something you do not want, or an uppercut, because the man, they call him Tank for a reason. Right. It's not because he's kind of fat. Because the man can smack you upside your head. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he'll knock you the hell out. Like, so he needs to be careful. He needs to use his head movement like he always does. He's very fast with his head movement. But if he's not fast enough, it could go either Davis knocks him out or Garcia wins by points towards the end of the round. That's why I think it's going to go. That's the way Ryan's not knocking out Tank Davis. It's not. Not
at all. Not at all.
That's not happening.
The thing with Ryan Garcia, like I told my friends, I think he's good. He's talented. He's got some skill, but he's not great, skill wise or talent wise. He doesn't have that kind of power, right?
No.
So when I saw him get knocked down, you could see like he lacks that type of defense, right? Like, he wants to be that power puncher and go for knockouts, and he leaves himself exposed. But his chin ain't that great. Like, he recovered well from that knockdown, right? He got up and didn't see any real effects, but that hook, I mean, that hit him clean, and that rocked him. And all I could think of was, man, if Tank hits him with that, that's it. And I don't think Garcia has anything in his repertoire that can really hurt Tank, right? And Tank is the type of person, he can take shots for all the rounds. He'll take the shots to get to you, and you will leave yourself exposed if you try to go too hard. And that's what happened to Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz looked great.
He looked great
in the fight. It's just that he was feeling himself too much, and Tank was standing there letting him hit him, and he let himself go, and he didn't see that uppercut coming, and that was it. So I don't really see it for Ryan Garcia. Honestly, if you look at that at most of that division was at the lightweight division.
Yeah.
You got Devin Haney. You got
Lopez.
Teofimo Lopez. The
Lomachenko.
Yeah.
Where would you rank Garcia? Because I probably have him at the bottom of those guys.
Yeah, he is. He's like, and honestly, no offense, like, boxing records are misleading as hell, man. It's just
especially nowadays.
Yeah, nowadays it's so misleading. It's like, oh, he's 20-0, but he fought 19 tomato cans.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't know if they're great boxers or not. You know what I mean? Like, no offense to like Deontay Wilder. That's why my biggest issue was, you're 40-0, Devontae. You only fought 2 good boxers.
Yeah, Deontay can't box. Don't worry about offending him. He can't box. Exactly. He knows that.
Same thing with Ryan Garcia. Like, I see his record, he's 24-0, and I'm like, yeah, but that's 24 people of absolutely no stature. No one gives a damn. The first person you fought was Luke Campbell.
Well, I think that's why he lost it so much in his celebration. Like people picked him up and they were carrying him around. Like he was so happy because that was the first test of his career. And he got knocked down. He got back up, and he showed some heart. Yeah. So what do you think about that Garcia and Tank fight if that happens?
Well, I mean, looking at it, Garcia is basically saying that he's going to knock Davis in 2 rounds. I mean, you guys are telling me that's not going to happen. So, just that I think this is one of the things that me and Ferris deal with within the Schmodown is hyping up a fight. He wants to get paid.
Absolutely.
And I think, so I think that you hype it up and you go and hope in there and hope to get a decision or catch him with a lucky hit. And then, and see what happens, go from there. But he obviously wants to hype up the fight. He obviously wants to get, on the big stage. Because let's be honest, boxing is not big like it used to be.
Right.
Boxing, when matches were coming up, Saturday, your family ordered a fight, everybody was over, having, drinking, have, freaking ceviche there, whatever, and we're watching the fight. To me, the only time I get together with my friends to watch a fight is UFC. I get excited. I'm like, we're gonna watch, like coming up Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier. I'm like, I told Ferris, we're gonna watch that together. We're gonna get on StreamYards and we're gonna watch it together. Let's watch that fight because that's a fight I'm looking forward to.
Right.
I'm not really looking toward this fight. I'm not like excited. I'm just like, all right, cool. It's gonna probably be a good fight. Sure, I'll watch it, but I won't pay for it. I'll pay for Conor McGregor versus Poirier, even though I don't, but I'll pay for it.
Well, Dana White said he got a surprise for you coming up.
That's fine. Show up at my house. It's fine. You can take everything I have.
It's his issue, man. His issue is like nowadays boxing. It's the politics and the bureaucracy within the boxing organizations that have ruined boxing. We want to see these fights and we want to see them when they're in their prime. But the issue is we're getting these fights when one mother lover is like 35 and the other mother lover is 40. And you're like, that's not what we wanted. We wanted to see them when they were both 25 or 27. You know what I mean?
I do agree with that. Specifically, we're talking about Mayweather and Pacquiao, right? But UFC has the opposite problem, right? Where you say, hey, oh man, Francis Ngannou, he's up and coming. He's tearing people apart. Let me put him in with one of the greatest heavyweights of all time after he had 3 fights.
Right.
And you wonder why he gets taken down and has no idea what to do.
And then it's like, it's this Saturday? I didn't know it was this Saturday. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like these UFC fights.
I honestly forgot that Brian Garcia was boxing 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
I missed the fight. I was like, oh shit. And it was so funny is that I was watching the Canelo fight and they were hyping it up in the middle of the Canelo fight. And I completely forgot he was facing Luke Campbell.
Well, look, I also a problem with that is like, just don't start a fight at 6:30. Like who thinks a boxing match is coming on at 6:30?
Now, I'll tell you this though. If they do get that fight between Garcia and Tank, everybody will know when it is because they will.
Well, they're saying it. They're promoting. I mean, not promoting. They're saying as of today, it's gonna happen.
Right.
Probably waiting. They're trying to figure out the numbers. Davis came out and said the fight's happening. Now shut your mouth because because Garcia's been kind of saying stuff. So it's gonna happen, and I think they are trying to take a business model from the UFC. Is they're trying many times these fights don't happen for a while. They don't get signed for a while, and then they don't happen for a while. I think boxing is. I've noticed they've been speeding it up. They're like, no, we're gonna hurry to get the side.
Because they know they're dying. They're dying, man.
Boxing's not dying.
Boxing won't ever die. But boxing's not in a good spot.
Listen. Boxing is still bigger than UFC. It just doesn't seem like it because UFC has events all the time. Yeah, you had Khabib, who's one of the greatest of all time, right? One of the greatest of all time, going up against Gaethje, who's one of the more exciting fighters that they have, right? That's a big fight.
Yeah.
How many buys did it do?
That's true.
Yeah. Also, it's because Dana White figured out people were stealing it, so now he's going to go after them.
So there aren't as many stars in boxing right now as there used to be. They're doing a worse job of that, and everybody's in their different factions.
I think the premier divisions aren't as exciting as they used to be.
And that's the thing. You always in boxing, you always have like the talent is concentrated in 1 or 2 divisions, and in general, people don't like watching lightweights, right?
That's the thing.
The welterweights, because back in the 90s and the 80s, it was the middleweights and the heavyweights. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what it was. It was the middleweights and the heavyweights. Now it's the lightweights and the welterweights. Yeah. With an occasional heavyweight fight here and there. But but now
the quality of those heavyweights is lacking, to say the least.
Yeah. I blame the Klitschko's. People blame Floyd. I blame the Klitschko's. No offense to the Klitschko's. I know they could kill me, but it's their fault.
Well, I blame other sports that pay more. right? And pay more and less risk of brain damage, right? Because I think
because the disparity is so huge. Like the main guys get 50, 70 million. Then there's some guys who get 11 to 10 million. And there's people who only get like 50K. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a massive disparity. Like you're fighting on a Floyd card. You're an up and comer. You're getting 25,000, maybe. And Floyd's getting 250 million. You're like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Because at that size, at heavyweight, 200 plus pound guys, if you're truly gifted, right? You're physically gifted. You're probably going to play basketball or football. That pays a lot more, right?
Exactly.
And you're not going to get brain damage.
Yeah, well, football you will, but yeah.
But they won't call it that.
They won't call it
that. When you tackle with your head down, that's when you're going to get that brain damage.
Yeah.
Deontay played defensive tackle at the University of Alabama. Boom, right there. See, if he made it to the NFL, he wouldn't be boxing.
No. Right, exactly. No, exactly. That's exactly it, right?
That's really it. The reason he's boxing is because he couldn't make it to the NFL. He was a janitor, and he needed a quick way to get cash for his daughter.
Yeah.
I'll start boxing.
Derek Wesley says UFC saturated the market with fights.
Yeah, my statement was kind of incorrect. I was kind of speaking in hyperbole because of I get swept up in the media, man. Like boxing's dead, and then I realized I forget that boxing is king in England still, and boxing is king everywhere.
Well, in America, boxing is king here.
So the issue, I love MMA, man. I love it, right? I grew up a boxing fan, and I still love boxing, obviously. But and I do respect, why they were coming up, the fact that they always wanted the best to fight each other, and they're not going to take forever, and it's one person running it. That's the appeal to it. But where Dana falls short, and yes, he's grown the sport, to a place where it's never been before. But I think if you don't give it to Dana, you're going to limit it going forward. It can't grow anymore under Dana. The problem with Dana is he doesn't know how to promote a fight like boxing promoters, right? Because he runs the sport like a fanboy, right? Your promoters aren't supposed to badmouth you and trash talk you and bully you publicly, right? He's always complaining about a fighter not finishing a fight, or I wish you'd have done this, or this person was so boring. You don't say that about your fighters, especially your great fighters, right? You're supposed to always hype them up. You're supposed to tell the fans, don't believe your lying eyes. That wasn't a boring fight. That was an exciting fight. Okay. Like, not every fight can end in a knockout. Like, you got to respect the art of MMA. He doesn't respect the art of MMA. He just wants to see knockouts. He wants to see blood sport, right? Yeah. And it's obvious. And he's got such a strong following. And they start saying that, this person is boring. Oh, that person sucks. Oh, all he does is just wrestle people to the ground. Well, that's part of the sport, bro. That's part of the sport. If you're a good grappler, right, and your opponent can't get you out, you're great. You're still the champ, right? Yeah. Boxing promoters don't do that.
Except for Oscar.
Well, yeah, except for Oscar. And he was but in boxing, yes, it takes it traditionally it takes too long, right? But they build up a massive amount of hype for that fight. Because yes, Pacquiao, Mayweather were, they're past their primes, way past their primes. That was the biggest fight ever, pay-per-view wise, right? Still, that was the biggest fight ever. They took forever, building it up, but they hyped it up. And Dana doesn't do that. Even for their biggest fights, it's like, okay, McGregor and Khabib are going to fight, and it's going to happen in 2 weeks. Wait, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to give people time to save up some money? You're not going to give people time to talk about it? Like, they're just going to go out there and fight? Like, nah, man.
Well, yeah, Jose, if you look at the pay-per-view list, the top 5, 2 of them are MMA fights. It's the one in New York, and then there's another one. But the other 3 are boxing fights. It's Pacquiao and Mayweather. Mayweather, Conor.
Are the big ones, like those.
Yeah. Here's the third one, which is still weird to this day. Spinks Tyson. To this day, Spinks Tyson is still in the top 5.
Yeah, Tyson was a phenomenon, man.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what's weird. Like, the one where they fought at like, no offense, I'm gonna say his name, Trump Tower Trump Plaza, like him and Spinks.
Oh, don't say that right now, dude. Don't say that right now. See, boy. Well, we're canceled, you guys. Thanks.
To this day, it's still boxing. If it reaches the point of hype that it's overload, it will get, like, people are gonna watch it regardless. Like, it's gonna happen. Yeah. And like, to this day, if Spinks Tyson is still in the top 5.
Mm.
There's your thing that because MMA is like we made 60,000 buys. Like good for you. Spinks Tyson is still in the top 5. Someone knock it off, please. Yeah. Like someone knock it off. But like no, it's not.
That's the thing with UFC. Conor is self-made completely. Like the UFC has nothing to do with how big of a star Conor McGregor is.
Yes.
And you can see it because John Jones isn't that big a star. He's a better fighter than Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
Like we're talking about Khabib. Khabib's a better fighter than Conor McGregor. He's nowhere near the star that Conor is.
Amanda Nunes, they made Ronda Rousey a star, and Amanda Nunes is on a whole nother level than Ronda Rousey.
I saw that highlight the other day, just a kind of commercial or something. Every single one of those punches connected.
Amanda Nunes is the greatest woman fighter I've ever. She's one of the greatest fighters I've ever seen.
No, she is, and I think, and I get so. And I get people's resentment toward Ronda Rousey, but she did start a legacy. She just never continued to evolve her game, and that's where she got stuck. First off, she was with a trainer that said, "You're great at boxing," when she wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And then she got stuck in her ways, and it evolves. Every fighter has evolved. You notice as fighters come along, you have Matt Hughes. Matt Hughes was a wrestler, and he was a kind of a striker. He couldn't fight in today's UFC. He get murdered. Right. Ronda Rousey, same thing. She was the first woman to fight. She was jiu-jitsu, all this stuff, arm barring people and throwing people with her judo. People started to evolve. Now you got Amanda Nunes, who lost. Remember, she lost to Katsugano. Katsugano beat her. So it was there for Ronda Rousey to get beat. I think Katsugano that fight, just something went completely wrong, and I think she's kicking herself every day because I went into that fight knowing Kat was going to beat her. I said Kat's going to beat her, and she just screwed up. In that fight,
seeing her grab Alexis Davis by the neck, you don't flip Alexis Davis. You start punching Alexis Davis right in the head. Like, and I'm like,
she wasn't even hitting her in the face. So, are you talking about Ronda Rousey?
Yeah, Ronda Rousey's like, was the Alexis Davis?
Those weren't even hard punches. If you go back and watch, they're not close to what Nunes was doing. Nunes would have killed somebody if you would have threw him like that. Ronda Rousey was hitting her with pillows.
Yeah, I mean, my issue isn't with the fighter, with Ronda Rousey, the fighter. My issue is with Dana White, right? Because Dana White went out his way to promote Ronda Rousey, right? Any interview that she did, he's right alongside her, right? They make all the rounds on ESPN, Fox Sports, all that stuff, right? When Amanda Nunes came in and not just beat Rousey, I mean, she dominated the sport. Like, he's doing the opposite. He's calling her out because she can't go for a fight. Oh, she'll never headline a pay-per-view again and all this stuff. Like, you're doing the opposite for a fighter that is a superior fighter, and you don't see that in boxing. Like, if there was a greater version of Mike Tyson, I mean, people always try to replicate a Mike Tyson, right? I mean, Deontay Wilder, they're like, oh, he's like Mike Tyson. He's like Mike Tyson. He's not Mike Tyson, right? But if there was like another great heavyweight, he would be even bigger, right? Like you don't get that in UFC. It's just like Dana definitely plays favorites. And
absolutely.
If you're a great fighter and you're not one of his favorites, then you got to fend for yourself.
Yeah, and if you're putting money in his pockets.
Yeah, here's
bottom line.
Dana White is like, here's the thing. Dana White's getting money regardless. You know what I mean? Like, promotion or not promotion, he's gonna get money regardless. With boxing, promoters have to promote the boxer because they're tied to the boxer to get the bigger pay-per-view buy, the bigger slice. Dana White is the president, so he's getting paid by WME. They also own the bigger slice of the revenue, so they're getting 75% while the fighters are getting 25%.
Yeah,
boxers are like, nah, we ain't doing 75-25, homie. We're going 50-50. We're going 60 or 55-45. It's not you getting most. You ain't Don King. Here's the thing: Don King don't exist no more. Don King was like, I own all the boxers.
Right.
You want to fight? You come to Don King. Don King sets it up. Nowadays, it's whatever promoter gets you the better deal, you sign with them.
And that's the issue with boxing now, because you got Top Rank, you got PBC, you got Golden Boy, you got Mayweather Promotions. Those are like the four main ones.
Matchbox with Eddie Hearn.
Yeah. So you got five main ones, and it's fine. It's great when they can work together. But Bob Arum and Mayweather, they hate each other, so it's very hard to get a fight between two of those fighters, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
But all right, Do you want to go NBA real quick? We're trying to make this an hour show, kind of over an hour, but you want to discuss some NBA real quick, some quick NBA talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I've been keeping a little up to date. I've been busy with stuff.
Ferris
Listen,
Ferris didn't have a great reaction the last time I asked him how he was liking Julius Randle, but Julius is he's killing it for you guys right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the Knicks they're winning, right?
Good for him. Finally, good for him. He's not averaging five turnovers a game. No. You know what pissed me off about? Knicks Twitter? Here's the thing about Knicks Twitter. Julius Randle has two to three great games. Y'all better take back all your Julius Randle slander. No, I will not do it. Because it was justified. I was right. He averaged like 7 turnovers a game.
Listen. You're still right. It's like it's 7
right.
games in. It's 7. So I mean, I'm glad he's doing well right now. But that ain't gonna last.
But I am too. But I'm not gonna like.
Yeah, 22, 11, and 7 that's not going to be his numbers come March.
No, right now.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's like, take back your slander. It's like, no, I won't take back my slander because it wasn't slander if it's right. So shut up.
Look, I understand, like for mainstream media, right? Like they gotta put out these clickbait headlines and these hot takes and all that stuff. But I didn't click on the video because I can't stand Stephen A. Smith. But I saw a video. I was going through YouTube, and the headline said, that Stephen A. Smith says the Knicks are in a better position or a better spot than the Brooklyn Nets. And I'm just like, I'm not going to click on it because you can't justify that in any way.
I saw a video saying it was one of the ESPN videos. It was his face. It says, I am excited for the Knicks, and it's like Stephen A's reaction to the 4-3 New York Knicks. Let me repeat this to you: the 4-3 New York Knicks. All right, He starts talking about, hey guys, we won 4 of our last 5 games, and the Brooklyn Nets have lost 3 out of their last 4. I don't care about the Brooklyn Nets. Stop trying to compare us to the Brooklyn Nets.
Oh, Derek is a Hornets fan. They beat my Nets, man. They beat my Nets.
I like Hornets. Like, stop comparing us to the Nets. The Nets are ahead of schedule. They're ahead of us. We're not in the same stratosphere. We have to rebuild reputation and give people reasons to give us a little bit of respect. We have no reason to be demanding respect.
Right.
No.
We have been atrocious for the past 20 years. You don't demand respect, okay? It's like the Chiefs fans who've been garbage for the last 25 years saying, we want respect. No. That's not how this works. That is not how this works. It's like if the Browns start being good and they win a Super Bowl, they're like, we want our respect. No, that's not how this works. You have to earn it, you dumbass. You have to earn your respect.
Yeah, hey, make the playoffs. Look, baby steps, right? Make the playoffs.
Exactly.
Listen, the Hornets are the ones who gave $30 million to Gordon Hayward, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna stay asleep. We're gonna stay asleep on that one.
Yeah.
Look.
With the Knicks, how about you next time? Baby steps. How about you have a record that's like, let's say, 5 games under 500 first, just 5 games.
Yeah.
How about you stop picking in the top 5? How about you stop picking in the top 5 and being screwed over and not getting the first round pick? Okay.
So
how about
I'm gonna break down the Nets. I'm gonna break down the Nets. And the difference between the Nets and the Knicks, right? Because
I'm a Knicks fan. That's what's so weird.
Because my friends always ask me, because I started becoming a Nets fan when they moved to Brooklyn, right? Jay-Z fan, you know what I'm saying? No, I ain't from Brooklyn. Not far away, but look, I was a big fan of Jay-Z. You had this Russian mobster running the team. I was like, what could go wrong, right? But they were being mad aggressive, right? They're trying to get Dwight Howard. The dream team was supposed to be Dwight Howard and Derek Williams, right? Darren Williams, right?
Yeah.
And Dwight messed it up. Like he just kind of snitched up and said, "No, I'm not coming at the last minute," right? But it started.
Was that when he was in LA and leaving, or was that when Orlando?
Orlando. He was supposed to go from Orlando to Brooklyn, right? That's what made that happen. But they were still aggressive, man. Like they were trying to get players. They're trying to win. But when they made the worst trade in sports history and traded for Garnett and Paul Pierce and they signed Joe Johnson to $1 billion contract, right? Like we knew, we knew it was going to go downhill from there. But it was what they did afterwards. Once all those guys were gone, they didn't have first round draft picks for like 5 years, right? I told B then, I said, look, after they fired Billy King, they brought in the new staff that came from the Spurs. I was like, okay, they.
I just see a comment.
AGE. No, he is not. He is not the Ravens fan. He's the opposite of Ravens fan.
He wants to fight you right now.
He's the exact opposite of that. But
he's a part of your most hated rival of all time.
Yeah.
No, I mean we don't like the Ravens, but we respect them. It's always been a good rivalry. I respect Jose. If he is a Raider fan, I'd be different. I probably tell him, I can't say I'm a Raider fan. But go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Back in the day, I was a Raiders fan. Back in the day with B&B, because we're military brats. We're military brats, so we were stationed in Hawaii for a while. So when I got into football, I was a Raiders fan, right? But then we moved out to the East Coast, and the Ravens, Baltimore finally got their team back, and I started rooting for the Ravens.
Well, growing up in high school, because I am a big Cordell Stewart fan, but I'm a big Charles Woodson fan. So I had a Raider jersey, and I'm from California, Hispanic, grew up in a Hispanic neighborhood. So when we used to hang around with the gangbangers, I would wear a Raider jersey. My buddy who's a KC fan, he will call me out on Facebook anytime I say something about the Steelers. He goes, "Well, I got that picture of you with the Raiders. You a flip flopper." I'm like, "Shut the hell up, man." That was first time I had to do it to survive. Secondly, I like Charles Woodson. So
I was wearing the jersey for camouflage. No one can mess with me. Camouflage.
Agent E, make sure you subscribe to them, man. Let's get ready. Subscribe.
Yeah. I almost became a Raiders fan. One of my cousins, he was a massive Raiders fan, and when I was getting into football, we would go to his house. He would show me old Raiders highlights of Tim Brown and Charles Woodson. Like, I was like, oh, this, and they just had that swagger about them back in the day. You know what I mean? Like they just didn't care. They're like, we don't give a shit. We're gonna whoop your ass. We may not win the game, but we're gonna whoop your ass. You know what I mean? That type of thing, right? So you're like, I like this team, and then and then I stopped, and then I didn't become one because I was like, I want a team that's actually good because they sucked when they had Jamarcus Russell and they sucked. So I was like, I'm not gonna be a Raiders fan. And then I almost
Al Davis just did not care after a while, man. Like he just wanted to win his little petty beefs, his petty battles. And
you know what? You know how he didn't care? Just talk to Amy Trask and all her notes about the owners' meetings.
Yeah.
They would call for a vote. Everyone would vote, and they'd be like, "Al, what do you have to say?" I'd be like, "Abstain." They're like, "What?" Amy's like, "Al, we have to vote once in a while." I was like, "No, abstain."
Yeah.
Really quick, going back to the NBA though. Obviously, I'm a Lakers fan, and I like where the Lakers are at. I am very surprised because I remember talking to Ferris about this when the Gasol signed. I did not think Gasol was going to fit this good with LeBron. I thought I was like, okay, he'll help out a little bit, but he's not going to be. He to me is playing great with LeBron. I didn't think especially because you had AD who posts up a lot. Yeah. That Gasol could play the mid to outside as a center. And really helped him. I mean, he's double digit. He's been a couple of games where he's double digits in assists. He's rebounding. He's playing decent. He's playing good defense, and that's relieving some of AD's responsibility and letting him just kind of coast along, play good, be at a good level, but not really putting a lot of pressure on him. Like there's a lot of pressure on AD. He had to perform, and I like that, and I'm feeling good about that. I'm feeling good with the Matthews sighting, Schroeder, I think his name. And I'm very surprised of how Kuz is playing because I even told you, Brody, that I thought Kuz should be traded, and he's actually been playing pretty good and doing a good job. So I'm gonna step back on that, even though I think he's probably gonna be traded. But I think I like what I've seen from them. Surprisingly,
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that anybody plays well with LeBron. Like, who's the player that can make it work with LeBron, or LeBron can't make it work with?
Kyrie Irving.
They won a championship together. They went to 2 finals together. Like, I mean, first personality-wise, maybe, but on the court, it worked well. I mean, LeBron can make anybody work.
Hey man, he made Richard Jefferson look good at 37 years old. Okay.
Yes. I tell you all the time. I said Richard Jefferson earned that ring. He earned it.
He did.
He did.
He wasn't just along for the ride.
By the way, I just want to say I'm contractually obligated to say one good thing about the Knicks a day. Okay. Emmanuel Quickly, loving him.
Yes.
I think when people started making fun of us, like, they drafted Emmanuel Quickly. Now it's like, oh shit, they drafted Emmanuel Quickly. Like, yes, exactly. No, he's literally very quick. He's like,
So back to the Nets comparison. Basically, the Nets, what they had to do is like they didn't go from we have nothing to okay, we have all this cap room and we're expecting everybody to sign because we're New York, right? What they did was say, all right, we got to prove to these free agents that this is a place that you want to go play. So they dumpster dived for like 3-4 years. They said, look, we'll take whatever we can get. And they got lucky with D'Angelo Russell, right? Because the Lakers gave up on him a little too early, and they're like, we'll take him, whatever, we'll get him. And they developed them. They really spent time on the D League. Like you had players from the starting lineup, going to the D League games. You had the head coach going to the D League games, encouraging these players, paying attention to them, really helping to develop them. And what'd you get? You get Spencer Dinwiddie, you get Joe Harris, right? I think Kurucs down there for a little bit. He might have been down there for a little bit.
A tiny bit, and then they brought him back up. And then
and they drafted really well with the picks that they had, right? I mean, Karis LeVert near the end of the first round, Jared Allen near the end of the first round, and they developed these guys, and it got to the point where they said, okay, we're real competitive, we're real young, and now we got KD and Kyrie are interested. We're going to start, look, we really like D'Angelo Russell. He looks like he could be a rising star, but he's not ready. So ship him out and bring some guys in here that are ready. And we have the supporting cast to help them get there, right?
That's what Spencer Dinwiddie, man, I don't like that guy. Yeah, I just don't like him.
Is it the Bitcoins?
No, it's I feel like we live in his head rent free. Because he's always talking about us all the time. You know what? So like, dude, you ain't done nothing either. So like, shut your mouth. Oh,
Derek, that's not nice, Derek. That's not nice.
You know what's messed up, Derek? You know what's messed up, Derek? You also misspelled his name. It's Delonte West. No, but Jose, you're absolutely correct. Like y'all went like deep. Like no one was talking about Joe Harris out of Virginia. Like no one was talking about Joe Harris. Like people literally wrote off Karis LeVert because he broke his foot twice in college. They wrote him off, and then y'all drafted him at 22. Everyone was like, "Is that going to be a good pick?" It became a great pick. And the same thing with Spencer Dinwiddie. I remember him at Colorado. I like him as a player. I'm messing with him as a person because sometimes he does talk shit. I don't know why, but he does. Like he was the point guard of Colorado. He was very athletic. I liked him. He was in Detroit first. He was rehabbing. He also broke his foot. And then y'all snatched him out of Detroit because Detroit doesn't know what the hell they're doing, like since 2007. So y'all kept Spencer on, and like, damn, I'm sick a little bit. So y'all kept Spencer on the medical back burner, just like Karis. When y'all drafted Karis, he didn't play for the first 2 years. He just sat there, just waited. So y'all just kept building and then y'all got the like Dasmuz Munsa. Y'all remember? Y'all had him. Y'all kept him in Europe for a little bit. Same with the Cool Crocs. Y'all kept him in Europe for a little bit. Then y'all brought them over. Like y'all did the little things. Y'all built your organization brick by brick, layer by layer. The Knicks, they're always like, we're the Knicks. Here's the wall. It's not fully built, but the wall is there. We'll build it with Kevin Durant. But like, no, that's not how this works.
Yeah.
Players are not stupid. They will see is like, can this organization actually run an organization properly? That's why people are like, go to the Spurs, I'm cool. If I go to Golden State, I'm cool. If I go to like any well-run organization, I'm cool because I know they will make a move to help the team. The Knicks were like, we have $100 million in cash space. Who wants the money? Amari Stoudemire, you get $100 million. Hey, Johnson Phillips, you have no knees. We'll with you. Hey, we'll trade everybody. We'll trade everybody for Carmelo Anthony. Yeah. Like, no, that's not how this works.
And guess what? Is the biggest jerk too, man.
Yeah. We will trade Marcus Camby for Antonio McDyess and his left knee that doesn't exist anymore.
Listen, trading everybody for Carmelo Anthony was a good move. They they stopped immediately after that trade went through.
They
didn't do anything else.
Eddie Curry. Get over here. Like, no, stop it. Just stop. Just stop. Like, stop. No offense to Eddie Curry. No offense. Eddie Curry, love you, dog.
No, you don't.
But you, okay. We're kind of fat.
Look, that's the beauty of the NBA, man. Like, it's 72 games this year. It's 10 games short, but it's a long season. But look, you can get excited early on when you know your team isn't that great. You celebrate the small victories. I get it, man. Like, Brooklyn was there. Brooklyn was there. There were seasons I knew we weren't going anywhere. So if we go on like a 2-game win streak, I'm still gonna celebrate that. Right.
Our best best record through 7 games since we made the playoffs in 2012.
Hey, that's not even a thing you should know. Like, what is that?
Yeah, ESPN pisses me off with those stats.
Who says the best record through 7 games in a 72-game season?
That only matters in football. Yeah, first 7 games, they've had a great time. In basketball, you're like, wait, what? Like, why are we getting only 7 games?
Dude, ESPN pisses me off with them stats. Like, LeBron James has scored 2 points in every single game for the past 10 years. I don't care.
You're right, man. Zebo had a whole career post Knicks. Grindhouse.
Zebo resurrected his career after he was like, damn, I really hit rock bottom when I was playing for the Knicks.
That's right.
The
Knicks are a cautionary tale in the NBA.
Yeah,
literally, and Zebo was part of the Jailblazers. He hit rock bottom when he hit New York. That's what rock bottom was. I was on a team for criminals, but I hit rock bottom when I played for the Knicks. That tells you a lot.
Yeah. All right.
Criminals.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. I think we'll wrap it up there, man. We went over an hour, but guys, man, I appreciate you guys coming on, man. Like,
thank you.
And we still got to get you on our podcast. We want to do we'll take our time. We'll go over sports, Schmodown. You know, you can kind of break that down to our audience. You know, explain that a little bit more to our audience and us. But
I don't even think we understand what it is anymore.
Dude, I'm so confused. And I'm all
you know what? While you're here, give a little preview. For your.
Oh my God! Hold on. Ferris, what's today?
It's today. It's
Wednesday.
Wednesday. We don't talk Schmodown on. It's a little inside joke. No, look it.
We're entering off season. We're entering the off season proceedings. Okay. Like free agency is about to hit. Like we're like all the players except the winning teams players got like it's all free range. Like we have managers talking to players, trying to sign each other. It's like similar to like the NFL where like everyone's free, but like there's no franchise tag. It's like so everybody's free to be picked and choose. Like you have to lock in 3 players before the draft. Okay. So you lock in 3 with the current crop of free agents. Then the draft hits. Like we're in the off-season mode. Like it's how free agency, draft, all that stuff.
Okay.
So is there a lot of tampering going on during the season?
No, there is. It's kind of weird. So let me just explain this part to you. Yeah. If you've watched wrestling, think of wrestling, UFC, and Jeopardy all in one. So there's actual rankings.
Where the trivia was going to come in. I'm like,
and there's been physical violence in the Schmodown. So there's actually
all right, I'm in now.
Okay.
Yeah. Someone has been tackled.
But just think of it that way. Yeah, but think of it that way. It's the UFC part is rankings. The trivia of Jeopardy, it's obviously movie trivia, and then the wrestling they build characters. So you can be good at trivia, but then you have a character to back it up, and that's how you make stories. And so if you watch wrestling, if you watch Jeopardy, if you watch UFC, you'll kind of get it. There's a lot of people that just go for the movie trivia. Me and Ferris are movie people, but we grew up in wrestling. So, and I'm a sports fan. So when we started this podcast, it was from a sports aspect, you know, and it actually has been picked up by ESPN. They were supposed to start doing esports, but then COVID hit. Because of COVID, there's been some issue. If you know anything about The Walking Dead, Skybound, they're actually partnered with Skybound. The Schmodown is. And so it's very fun. If you just like movies, it's awesome because you try to test your movie knowledge. And let me tell you something. I thought I knew movies. I don't know shit. You really don't. There's 4 divisions. There's 4 divisions. There's singles, teams, inner geekdom, which is like Marvel, Star Wars, DC, anything kind of comic booky.
That's what IG stands for.
IG, inner geekdom. Okay. And then there's the Star Wars. There's the Star Wars division. Yeah, and then there's the Star Wars division, which is straight up Star Wars. And let me tell you something. You think you know Star Wars, but some of these questions they ask.
I know I don't.
So, like for the Star Wars division, does it just cover the movies?
Yeah.
Right now, it's currently the movies. Yeah.
Okay.
Like how long could you? How long could you go on doing that?
No, I know. I've listened to Star Wars podcast before, and they talk just about movie stuff. And I'm like, man, I had no idea.
If you've seen the entrance to our show, Bador, who's a hardcore Star Wars fan, she was actually writing questions, helping the writers write questions for Star Wars. She just told me recently she has 1,000 questions written right now for next year's season.
Wow.
And that's just her. So you're talking about other people because they have 5 writers fair.
Yeah, about 5 writers. Yeah, about 5
There's
writers.
5 writers. So they have 5 writers that write questions completely for all divisions, and they get outside help. So they have enough. They have enough.
Yeah.
But some of these questions that are asked, I'll give you one. Just a question.
Here's a question that was in a tournament.
A live match.
Like it was a live match. It was like, what is the parking violation that was given to Finn and Rose during
the Last Jedi?
The Last Jedi. So he has to remember the violation code, and it's like violation code ZE4573225, and you're like, how the hell does this mother lover know this?
You know how they know this? I don't know the answer, but I know how people know this because I listen to a podcast. Like those numbers reference something, right?
Yeah.
And it's like a cool, fun fact, and that's how people remember, those numbers. So
after a little bit. After we get off this, I'm gonna tweet you guys that question and what the guy does, because you got to watch it because it's to win the match. And it's high pressure, but I'm gonna send you guys. I don't want to spoil it for you. I'm gonna send it so you guys can watch it. But yeah, put the Schmodown, and we've rebranded our channel. We're not the Let's Get Ready Network. We have our sports podcast. We have the Schmodown. We have what's called the Holocron, which is Star Wars. We also had a show called the Double Feature that we're gonna restart. We have a lot of good stuff. Like we had you guys on there. We want to bring you guys back. Bring you guys to talk Star Wars, talk anything. Sports. We love talking sports with you guys. I kind of give Jose a hard time that the Steelers weren't going to play Baltimore this weekend, and then he came at me, and then I had to shut up because he was right, and I was like, well, let me just stop talking shit because he's busting my balls. No, but it's thank you for having us on. I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome.
On, man. We enjoyed talking sports with you guys, man. You guys are awesome. But
for sure.
Yeah, all right, we'll wrap it up there. Like I said, this is our first.
Yeah, man, I didn't piss anybody off today. That's good.
Man, hey, look. You're welcome to this anytime, man.
I tend to make people angry with my sports.
Listen, man, be yourself. When we have guests on this show, man, be yourself. Be yourself. We don't want you to be anybody else other than yourself, man. And look, we enjoy you guys. But all right, everybody that's still here at the end of the live stream, man, thank you for joining. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe. If you want support, right up there, patreon.com/LBHT show. Right over there. We got a Cash App right over there.
You pointed the wrong way, but I got it.
We're going to have some better graphics next week. It'll be easier to read. But thank you.
Again, search the Let's Get Ready Network on YouTube and subscribe.
Yes.
Immediately.
All right, y'all. We out of here. Peace out.